What is up, all you freaks out there? This is Ryan. Welcome to another edition of the Freaking Awesome Paranormal Show, Supernatural News. It is Monday, July 24th, 2003. Hope everyone had a great weekend and looking forward to another fun-filled week here. So this is see what we have going on here. I like doing these supernatural news shows because it's fun to see what's going on in the world of this weird and supernatural. Not all ghost stories, by the way, just weird stories and stuff. And I used to do them a lot on the show, but decided to book more guests than which is great because I do enjoy talking to people, but leaves no room or time for me to do these supernatural news shows. So I'm gonna try to do them when I can. I'm not doing this on Blog Talk or anything. This is just strictly on Facebook Live and YouTube. And totally it's when I can actually have time to get on here. So it's really kind of last minute stuff. So I'm not really prepared, anything prepared that I want to say or anything like that. I was like, okay, cut the computer on, let's start recording and see what we can come up with. So let's see. I'm gonna read this about this one right here. This travelers shocked to discover hidden meeting of pink flamingos at camper van parks. I did not know there was a hidden meaning behind pink flamingos. I thought they were just tacky decorations. But apparently there's a deep, sinister meaning to the pink flamingos you see hanging out in front of people's yards. The pink tropical bird may have a hidden sexual meaning or sexy meaning within the community, so legend has it. Travelers shocked to discover hidden meaning of pink flamingos at camper van parks. The pink flamingos are steeped with symbolism, but within the context of RV parks in the U.S., the ornament may be used as a secret symbol for sex. In a new report for RV Travel, Globetrotter Nancy Dixon said she was taken aback when the hidden meaning of the pink birds was revealed to her. And I see, maybe not so much anymore, but back in the day, pink flamingos were very popular yard decoration. I never understood why. The statuettes of the waterfowl are frequently used as lawn decorations at campsites to communicate to fellow campers that you identify as a swinger, she explained. According to Dixon, the hidden message they harbor is swingers camp here and are used to invite other couples to swap partners or enjoy casual flings during their stay. The traveler only came to discover this while recently visiting an RV park where she overheard an eyebrow-raising conversation between campers and staff members on site. The oblivious campsite worker had casually joked with the visitors that all they needed to spruce up their patch were a bunch of flamingos. Much to her confusion, the couple immediately responded that they don't do that. But the RV worker eventually caught wind of the true meaning of the bird. Dixon wrote, our neighbor then mentioned a heavily partying couple in an RV park that has a painting of his wife and a topless mermaid on the front of his coach. It started to sink in when the neighbor saw the pink flamingos waving in the breeze on the man's golf cart. In June, the Miami Herald confirmed the phenomenon, explaining that the pink birds on your lawn says that the occupants of the house are identifying and practicing swingers. They're not the only symbol signaling swingers' paradise, however, as pineapples are also becoming ever more common within the camping community. TikTok users have previously taken to the platform to discuss the symbol, explaining that the fruit is commonly found at hotels and on cruise ships. Sometimes visitors have to leave a sticker outside their door to signal to passersby they're open to receiving a guest. This is obviously a new phenomenon or a newer phenomenon, because I don't think, like, back in the 80s and maybe 90s, I don't know when the pink flamingo phase started, but like back when I was growing up, I seriously doubt that pink flamingos were used as a symbol for swinging, just like pineapples have always been used as a sign of welcome. Let's see. Let's look up. Go to Google. RJ was using. ACR. Go. Let's see. What are pineapples the symbol of? Surprising symbolism of pineapples over the years. Let's find out. Okay. We'll go down the pineapple rabbit hole for a second. Pineapples are among the most unique fruits, with their spiky exterior, merit many eyes, and sweet, delicious insides. And all right. Pineapples were originally cultivated in Brazil and Paraguay. From these regions, the fruit spread to Mexico, Central America, and the Caribbean islands. The Mayans and Aztecs also cultivated it and used it for consumption in spiritual rituals. I'm not a big fan of pineapple. I like pineapple juice, but I don't really like the fruit pineapple. For just too tart for me. In 1493, Christopher Columbus came across the fruit on his way to the Guadeloupe Islands. Intrigued, he took back several pineapples to Europe to present at the court of King Ferdinand. However, only one pineapple survived the journey. It was an immediate hit and caused quite a stir. From Europe, the pineapple journeyed into Hawaii in the early 19th century. Later on, it was cultivated on a larger scale by James Dole, a pioneer of commercial cultivation and production. So we're trying to find what the symbolism. I think it means symbol of status. Basically, if you could afford a pineapple, you had money. Symbol of hospitality. In America, pineapples quickly became a symbol of hospitality and friendliness because of its exotic qualities and rarity. At the same time, pineapples were brought to America via trade routes from the Caribbean islands. The journey was slow and dangerous, and often the fruit traveling these long distances wouldn't make the journey. So it wasn't easy for hosts to get their hands on a ripe pineapple. When they did, it meant that they'd gone through a lot of trouble and expense to find the fruit, thereby indicating their respect and hospitality towards the guests. So if you go to a party or someone's house or dinner for someone back in the early 19th century or 20th century, and they had a pineapple and they gave it to you and they said they want to share the pineapple with you, basically means that you mean a lot to them, for them to take their precious pineapple, which I know sounds weird today, saying about precious pineapple, but back then, that's when, for like Christmas, people would give fruits that were not easy to come by, like oranges and exotic fruits from different like places around the world that meant a lot more back then because things were harder to come by, and it took a lot longer for them to get there. And like I said in the article here, lots of the fruits that were on the ships didn't make it, or coming up to even like an orange coming from Florida. Back in the day, before they had refrigerated cars, a lot of the times the fruits would just start rotting before they even got to the to their destination. Symbol of Hawaii. It's also a symbol of feminism. I did not know that. So, China. I think they mean China, but yeah, I mean it's the whole swinger thing. I'm guessing is a new phenomenon. Because you don't really see people with flamingos in their yards anymore, so it's easier to distinguish the yards that are swingers. And I guess it's mostly in campers, but now that swingers are becoming more prevalent, I guess, in the culture today, it's good to know or have an idea of who actually practices and who doesn't. So, but I don't know if that's just it, never a guarantee. It's like, as far as just because someone has a flamingo in their front yard doesn't necessarily mean they're definitely a swinger. So I would practice caution and maybe talk to the people first and see, get an idea of what they're into before you just assume that they are going to be swingers, because it's not necessarily a thing. Because I know a lot of people still use pineapples on their front door, like on door knockers and stuff. So if you go to someone's house and you're like, oh well, they have a pineapple on their door, so they must be a swinger. That might not be the case always. Let's see here. Let's find another article. Get rid of that. This to do. Moment divers spot creepy harbinger of doom fish completely covered in shark bites. This is the moment a group of divers came across a harbinger of doom with chunks ripped out of its enormous body. The Russell's oarfish left divers stunned as they spotted the extremely rare fish off the coast of Rifang in Taiwan. The fish has been dubbed the Harbinger of Doom, as locals believe it only appears when an earthquake is said to rock the island. Divers noticed the fish was covered in holes believed to have been caused by a cookie cutter shark. Is there actual cookie cutter shark, or is just like another? Was that just another name for just a regular shark? I wonder. The injured Russell's oarfish was around 2 meters in length. Oarfish are believed to resemble sea serpents and are believed to be omens of misfortune in Japanese mythology. Diving instructor Wang J. Zhong Ru, or Chang Ru, who took jaw-dropping pictures of the enormous fish, said it must have been dying, so it swam into shallower water. Swam into shallower waters. I misread that. Sorry. He added that it was the first time he had come across Russell's oarfish, despite having years of diving under his belt. The fish regained its Harbinger of Doom label in Japan shortly after the 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami. A dozen of the rarely sighted fish were seen by divers in the lead up to the disaster between 2009 and 2010, an extremely rare occurrence. So the divers saw these fish between 2009 and 2010, and the earthquake was in 2011, and they automatically think that, okay, well, that must mean that they are the cause of the earthquakes, or their warning of the earthquakes, I guess. Sucks to have that reputation. There is not believed to be any specific merit in this myth. However, in the Ecuadorian Geophysical Institute said that no study has confirmed the local theory. Oarfish are considered one of the longest fish in the ocean and can measure up to 17 meters in length and weigh up over 200 kilograms. Their body is scaleless, and the skin has a slimy, silvery protective coating known as guanine. Learn about oarfish here. Their dorsal fin starts between its eyes and reaches its tail. Due to its ability to adapt to different temperatures, oarfish are found in most of the world's oceans, with the exception of the poles. I wonder why they're so rare. I guess maybe they swim really deep. They live at depths of up to 1,000 meters, and settings are not very common. Sometimes they wash up on beaches after a storm or when they suffer a serious injury. So that's why they're not very common. You don't see them very often because they're so deep in the ocean. Oh, that's interesting. Go over here to the weird. These pop-ups are annoying. Here's one wife left frustrated after her husband refuses to stop peeing in their garden. Not sure why that needs to be in the news. Trying something here. Florist left verified as severed penis left in box with. Oh God, makes me hurt just thinking about it. Let's hear about the wife being left frustrated. I mean, because why not? I guess I'd be frustrated too if my husband was peeing in my garden. Now it's not even coming on. Oh, can't even get it. Can't even get it to open up. Let's see. Whoop, go away. History. Let's do history. Trying to find some paranormal stories. I can't really find them. Here's one. Mom is good. Let's see. All right, sorry. The pop-up menu messed me up. Mom is gobsmacked at unusual sea creature. Daughter 8 is hiding in her freezer. What? Mom gobsmacked at unusual sea creature. Daughter 8 is hiding in her freezer. 8-year-old Epiphany was visiting the seaside with her mom when she made a rather unusual find on the shore. I wonder why. It might be a stupid question, but I wonder why it's spelled M-U-M in England and M-O-M in, in America, United States. Maybe it's the way we pronounce it, the way our dialect changed. At one point it was mum, and then through the years it became mom, and then it started spelling it that way. That's interesting. A Merseyside schoolgirl can't wait to show people who visit her home the unusual sea creatures she has in her freezer. 8-year-old Epiphany was visiting Llandudno in Llandudno. Let's see here. I'm going to Llandudno. Look up how to pronounce it. Google Translate. Do we even have Google Translate anymore? Maybe I don't. There you go. So put it in, enter text. I want to hear it. No, I don't want to translate it. I had it set to Spanish. No, I don't want it. English, transcribe only. Oh.
Llandudno.
Llandudno. Okay, listen.
Llandudno.
There we go. 8-year-old Epiphany was visiting
Llandudno
in North Wales with a mom, Julia. Zenidine. Let's see what this one says. Zeindine. Zenidine. With a mom, Julia Zenidine, and another child. I thought that was, I didn't see the Julia part. I thought her first name was Zenidine, which was awesome. And another child when she made an unusual discovery on the shoreline. On the short line. I think she means shoreline. The trio had visited the circus before heading to the beach during the annual visit to the town on Thursday, June 8th, when Epiphany found something on the shoreline. Speaking to the Liverpool Echo, Julia said, "I took my little girl and a lad I look after to the circus for the day. After the circus, we went to the beach for sunset. We just saw it on the shoreline. It was dead. It must have got stuck as the tide went out. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. The 30-year-old mom added, I was gobsmacked. I've never seen a shark in real life, but I put it on the back seat and went home. The car was stinking of fish. The dead shark is now back in Netherton, Merseyside, and living in the freezer. Julia said, he's currently chilling in the freezer. He'll be all right in there, though, as there's salmon's in there too. People knock at the door. My kids wants to show it off. I don't know if there's a marine biologist who is interested in it. The shark is thought to be a small spotted cat shark, which can be found all year round in waters around the UK. They are named due to the dark spots and blotches on their skin. Small spotted cat sharks are common and live close to the seabed in shallow waters down to around 100 meters deep. They sometimes wash up dead on beaches inshore after storms. I mean, if I find a dead fish on the beach, I know I understand it's a shark. And sharks are cool. And maybe Mrs.
Zinedine.
felt the need to maybe her kids wanted the shark to take the shark home. But I wonder how far her house is from the beach to her house. Probably not that far, because you said she went to the circus. Llandudno in North Wales to do. It's not really unusual. See, it's not. I don't say it says it made an unusual discovery on the shoreline. I don't really see how that's unusual because it says right here the sharks are out all the time. And if it was like some weird sea creature, that's unusual. But the fact that apparently the sharks are not that uncommon, and they wash up on the shore, every so often. I don't want to say all the time, but I don't know. I personally would not be putting a dead fish that I found on the shore home. Unless it was something that was like extremely like rare or like a sea creature where it's like, oh my God, this didn't know these actually existed. I'll take this home and use it. Maybe donate it to science or something. Like, what are they gonna do with the shark? They're just gonna, I don't know. But I guess to each his own. I guess I'm not trying to besmirch their dead shark in the freezer. I'm wondering if he's still there, if he's still in the freezer, and what they're planning on doing with him. Interesting stuff. Let's see here. Looking at the articles here. There are some good ones here. Nothing really paranormal. Went to go see the Barbie movie yesterday. With Angie and Kimmy, RJ and Angie's friend's daughter, Gracie. It was interesting. There were some funny parts to it, but it was definitely a made-for-female movie, which of course is a Barbie movie. So, I enjoyed Ryan Gosling as Ken. I thought it was pretty funny. Ooh, let's see here. What about Mars? Let's find out about Mars today. A donut-shaped rock on Mars has space fans convinced there's life on Red Planet. I mean, I thought people already convinced that there is life on Mars. But apparently this donut-shaped whatever has people convinced that there's life on it, life on Mars. A NASA rover on the surface of Mars, God, has spotted a donut-shaped rock that has cheeky space fans thinking there must be life on the red planet. Planetary scientists believe the rock, spied by Perseverance, could be the remnants of a large meteorite that smashed into Mars eons ago, reports the Daily Express, U.S. The rover is currently searching for signs of ancient microbial life so we can understand if our near neighbor was once habitable, and we'll be giving the donut a closer look. It is equipped with a special drill to obtain rock and soil samples from the surface, which will be stored in sealed tubes and retrieved by a later mission to the planet. The tubes will then be sent to Earth for forensic testing in labs. Well, so they're talking about microbial life, not like alien life, which I'm sure, and there are people who believe there's alien life on Mars too. I probably believe that as well. No, there it is right there. Posting on Twitter, the SETI Institute said NASA Perseverance took a picture using the SuperCam remote microimager on 23 June 2003 of a donut-shaped rock off in the distance, which could be a large meteorite alongside smaller pieces. But online space fans are quick to share their own theories about the origins and purposes of the mystery donut rock. Responding to the tweet, one commenter said, "The donut rock looked like an alien toilet," while another added, "This points to flowing water." A third Twitter user simply said, "Just say it. There's life on Mars." Speaking to CNN, assistant research scientist Jim Rice at Arizona State University's School of Earth and Exploration said he couldn't say 100% certainty it's not a meteorite, but added that the hypothesis was highly unlikely. So, it's like, I think it's a meteorite personally. It does look like a rock to me. There's a big hole in the middle of it, though. So I don't know what caused that, but my first thought is not alien toilet. There. Let's read it. Let's watch the video. Get past the ads here. Skip ad. There we go. Well, that was interesting. That was interesting. I gotta read this article right here. That's all right. Mom battles. Mom battles with telling daughter that her brother is actually her father. Let's find out what this means. The mother has gone online to ask for advice about how to tell her daughter, 30, that her brother is actually her father. The anonymous woman wrote to the Atlantic's Dear Therapist column to try and work out how to tell her daughter the shocking news. The woman explained that her husband had 2 children of his own, and she had none when they got married. The couple reportedly both wanted to have a child together, but there turned out to be a complication. Her husband has had a vasectomy, so the couple had to try something else. What they decided to do was use the woman's husband's son as a sperm donor. The woman wrote, "We didn't want to use a sperm bank, so we asked my husband's son to be a donor. We felt that was the best decision. A child would have my husband's genes, and we knew my stepson's health, personality, and intelligence. He agreed to help." The woman added, "Our daughter is 30 now. How do we tell her that her father is her grandfather, her brother is her father, his sister is her aunt, and her nephew is her half brother? My husband and I are anxious, confused, and worried about telling her." She also said that her husband is anxious because he wants our daughter to know he will always and forever be her father. In response, the qualified psychotherapist columnist Lori Gottlieb said there were 2 truths their daughter would have to face. She said that her daughter would not only have to face the fact that her brother was her father, but that her parents had lied to her for 3 decades. Ms. Gottlieb then offered advice about how to approach the delicate and life-changing subject. She said it was essential to state the facts as simply as and clearly as possible before apologizing. She also said the mom should take full responsibility for not telling the daughter the truth from the beginning. Ms. Gottlieb said that it was important for the woman to talk as little as possible and prioritize the thoughts of her daughter. Lastly, Ms. Gottlieb said it was to warn the mother that the brother should be told the information too, in case he decides to have a family on his own. I mean, honestly, if I was in that situation, and she'd been living normal life. Like, why tell her? I mean, maybe something you want to get off your chest, but I don't know. I'd probably keep it to myself if I was her, because it really it won't make your daughter's life any better. Might be something to make your life better. You might give you the relief of getting it off your chest, but then you're putting the burden on her. You know, at least with that, at least you have the knowledge and you've got to live with it. But now you're putting the burden on your daughter. You know, and it's not like, you know, the brother slept with the mom and that's what happened. But the fact that, you know, they went to the brother and asked him for the sperm donation, and the brother was okay. You know, he was okay with it. And it took. So you've got to expect something like that to happen. If you go through the process and you get the brother to donate the sperm and you actually get pregnant, you know, it's not like it's a surprise when you have it planned out. It wasn't like, oh, this was the actual donor that worked. Oh crap. I guess I better tell her. So my advice would be not to say anything at all. Just leave it alone and just have it be your secret, because all you're going to do is make the daughter either, you know, really upset. It could fuck with her mind, you know, it could do a lot of damage. So I would leave it alone, but apparently she's not going to do it. So we'll see what happens. Actually, we'll probably won't see what happens because there's not going to be a follow-up article. But if there is, I will find it and give you guys an update. So I think, let's see, 43 minutes. You'll find another article to read here. Scroll all the way down. Has anybody seen any good movies lately? Like I said, we saw the Barbie movie yesterday. And Into the Spider-Verse was pretty good. There's one. Here's a good one. Wait for this to go away. Thank you. Spooky photos show abandoned 14th century church that's filled with ghosts. I mean, these look like people with sheets on their heads. St. George's Church, located in Dukova, Czech Republic, was in danger of closure until local artist Jacob Hadrava staged it. In November 2014, the city administration commissioned the artist Jacob Hadrava to create an installation capable of attracting tourists to the building, allowing them to earn the funds necessary for the essential repair work. In 1796, a huge fire destroyed most of the church structure, leaving only part of the chancel and vestry standing to support the dying bones of the building. 4 years later, for the next 58, massive restoration work began, completely transforming it into an airy new Gothic style. Exactly 1 century later, in 1958, it was declared a monument of national culture. But during a funeral service in 1968, the roof of the church collapsed completely. Interpreted as a bad omen, the people of Lukova abandoned the church. 2014, Hadrava added something inside the church that made it special: a disturbing installation of statues depicting ghosts following an imaginary mass. I mean, it's creepy looking. I was thinking maybe I was hoping it would be like a real ghost, not a statue. But yeah, these are creepy looking spirits or statues, not even spirits, statues. These veiled statues represent the ghosts of the Sudeten Germans who lived in Lukova before World War II and used to come and pray in this 14th century church. St. George's Church was derelict and left to deteriorate for almost 3 decades, and this haunted installation was an interesting move to reclaim one of the most famous, fascinating abandoned places in the world. The initiative had overwhelming success with visitors coming mainly from Germany, Great Britain, Australia, and Brazil, and the necessary funds for the restructure of the church were raised in just a few months. So, guys, that was the supernatural news of the day. I was hoping to end up with a ghost story, but I ended up with a statue story. So, still statues of ghosts. So I guess it somewhat counts a little bit, maybe, sort of, kind of. Yeah. So this week on the Freaking Awesome Paranormal Show tomorrow night, we've got When Gods Collide. They are a metal band from West Virginia. Coming on the show, so that should be fun. We're going to talk about their music and their paranormal experiences, so I'm looking forward to that. And I honestly have no idea who Jerry has on her show tonight. Tomorrow night. I think I'm not sure if Hans of Richmond's is on tonight or not, because they do it every other week. So I'm not sure if they're on the show tonight or not, but do they have a show tonight or not? But I guess we'll find out. So yeah, I'm going to get off of here. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. See you tomorrow night. Bye.